I am no man.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Before we get to today's deck, just a couple things real quick. First of all, spoiler season has sort of begun. We got some early looks at some of the first few cards from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I do have a playlist for the shorts on that, so I'm going to link that up above and down below. Make sure you check that out if you're interested in the new cards and what I think about the new cards. Also, a big shout out to my patrons over at patreon.com/quarantinedcapricorn. That's Yuckfuzi, Squirrel, Noah Vincent, and Brittany at the Brew Crew Elite tier. And then, of course, our forever CPU savior, Terrence Rohrbach. Thank you guys for your contributions. Today's deck... Dog. Today's deck is not dog. Today's deck is a Rakdos brew that I called Braided Flames. And the idea here is we're trying to take advantage of Braids in an environment that now has Wilds of Eldraine cards and has a lot more possibilities as far as things we can sack to Braids and ways to get value off of Braids. And this deck essentially burns out the opponent without actually using burn, and it's kind of insane. It's super fast. Before we break down the deck, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. We're pushing hard for 3,000 subscribers. I know we can get there. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. I know it's just a silly thing clicking that like button, but it really does matter a lot. It really does help the channel get out to so many more people. So thank you to those that do it. I appreciate you greatly. Also, I stream live every Monday through Friday on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/quarantinedcapricorn. Because if I'm live and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Today, if you're seeing this the first day it goes up, is Community Night. Every Thursday is Community Night on Twitch where you guys can play against me. And if we get our weekly sub goal of 10 for that week's Community Night becomes a Crack-a-Pack Community Night where everyone that beats me actually wins a physical pack of Magic cards for every time you beat me. It's no joke. I've probably sent out almost 300 packs at this point, and it's kind of wild. So join in if you're interested in that. That's twitch.tv/quarantinecapricorn. And now let's check out this deck. Alright, so this deck's pretty rad. The idea here is we're doing sort of like a Rakdos burn deck without actually using burn. We're using some of the new bargain mechanics from Wilds of Eldraine, and we're using a lot of cards that just ping our opponent or shock our opponent here or there to chip away at their health total, and to put them in a very defensive board state so that some of our cards can just go over the top and win outright with damage. At the core, we've got Braids, Arisen Nightmare. 3 mana for a 3/3. This is a card that came out in Dominaria United. I always wanted to use this card. The environment was just never perfect for it. But now we have a lot of new sacrificial targets that came out with Wilds of Eldraine, and it makes this card very, very playable. At the end of our turn, we get to sack any permanent. Our opponent has to sack something that's the same permanent type, or else they lose 2 life and we draw a card. If they're getting shocked to the face every single turn and we're getting card advantage, and most of the stuff we're drawing into is continuing to shock them or ping them, we can just close a game really quick, and a lot of the times just not even have to attack. It's kind of absurd. We've also got Hopeless Nightmare, which is a new card in Wilds of Eldraine, and this helps fuel the Braids combo. It comes down and it also shocks our opponent. No envy, I'm in the middle of recording. It comes down and it shocks the opponent and also makes them discard a card. So getting their hand size lower, getting some gas out of their hand, just plummeting their life total down with every card we play is kind of the name of the game. And then we can sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare to the Braids whenever we want to not only shock them to the face and draw a card, but also when Hopeless Nightmare goes to the graveyard from the battlefield, we get to scry too. So when we sack it to Braids, we get to scry. Super, super good. We're supporting this. Let's start at the bottom of the curve with 4 Okiba Reckoner Raids. Comes in, drains them for 1, drains them for 1 again, turns into a 2/2 menace creature that you can sometimes slip in some extra damage for. And then it just sits there, and it's an enchantment that can be sacrificed to Bargain, or can be sacrificed to Braids, or can be sacrificed to another card that I'll get to later. We've also got 4 Spiteful Hexmage. This card is insane in this deck, being able to put 2 permanents on the field for just 1 mana. Granted, one of those is a cursed role token that we don't want, but it is a good thing for us because we can sacrifice it to the Braids or to maybe some of our bargain cards if we need to do that. And we can get extra value off that cursed role token and also turn our Spiteful Hexmage into a 3/2 and be able to swing in and get some extra damage. Even if we can just connect with a couple attacks, that's usually enough in conjunction with all of the draining and all of the pinging that this deck is doing, that they're going to get really, really low really quick, and it's going to be hard for them to hang on. We've also got 4 Kumano Faces Kakkazan. Similar idea as Okiba Reckoner Raid. Comes in, pings them for 1/1. It can help buff some creatures on Chapter 2. And then Chapter 3, we have a dude that can maybe swing in for a little bit of damage before their defenses get shored up. And just, like I said, those first few turns, maybe getting in for a couple attacks, getting their life total just that much amount lower, so that our pinging and our shocking and our draining can just start to take their life total to next to nothing and really put them in a difficult position. Very good value here. Again, it's also an enchantment that we can sacrifice to things. We've also got Voldaren Epicure because it pings as soon as it comes into the battlefield, and then leaves us with a creature. We can use that creature for things later on. We can create a blood token here, which is good for a couple different things. Obviously, we can just use it the way it's intended and dig through our deck if we need to find a key card. But the blood token can also be sacrificed to Braids or bargain cards or whatever the case may be. Moving on to our 2-drops, we've got 4 Bloodtithe Harvester. It's just too good not to use. It is aggro, 3 power for 2 mana is where it's at. It is also removal in that we can take out creatures if we have blood tokens enough to do it. It's -2/-2 for each blood token we have, and that's why it's nice to have the full playset of Epicures as well. Gives us a better chance of getting to 2 blood tokens and being able to take out some more sizable threats, and even gives us a slight chance of getting to 3 if we need to kill a Sheoldred, which is nice. Moving on, we've also got 4 Torch the Tower as our removal of choice. And a lot of times we're able to bargain and get rid of something we don't want. The main reason Torch the Tower is in here is because now we don't have to wait until turn 3 and drop a Braids to get rid of the cursed role token on our Spiteful Hexmage. We can just sacrifice it to Torch the Tower so that we're swinging in with a 3/2 creature on turn 2, while also killing their up to 3 toughness creature and getting to scry one and exiling it. As we're curving out, this thing is beautiful and I love it, but even a little later in the game, we can use it to maybe sack a Hopeless Nightmare, and we get to scry 2 and scry 1 off the Torch the Tower, do a ton of scrying, and find that bomb end game thing we need to just close out the game. We've also got 3 Not Dead After All, 1 black mana for an instant. This is another new card from Wilds of Eldraine. When you target a creature, when that creature dies this turn, you return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control and create a Wicked Roll token attached to it. So not only is this a way to protect our Braids, so that if they try to kill it, we just get it back, but it also comes back with Sacrifice Fodder. And that Sacrifice Fodder is a Wicked Roll token, which when sacrificed is going to ping our opponent for another point of damage. So everything in the deck is pinging, shocking, draining, adding up this damage to eventually get them so low, and they're sort of like, how did I get this low out of nowhere? And it just happens, and it's kind of crazy. The games are pretty fast. We outpace mono red a lot of the time, which is kind of nuts, because a lot of our damage we can do while still holding up blockers, which is really, really interesting. Also, the one card at the top here that really slams it home is Ob Nixilis, the Adversary. I feel like this card has sort of been forgotten about in recent seasons, but it's just as powerful as it ever was. And in a deck like this, where everything in the deck is pinging, 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 having a Planeswalker that comes down for 3 mana, makes a copy of itself, and your abilities are to shock them to the face for 2, or make a devil that when it dies gets to ping. like having 2 of those planeswalkers that are using those abilities every turn in conjunction with curving out with all of this ridiculous pinging and shocking to the face, it's absolutely too much for opponents to handle most of the time. They get way too low too quick, and Ob Nixilis just seals the deal. It's super good. We can even just sacrifice a Voldaren Epicure if we don't need it. Even just the 1/1 creature to make a 1 loyalty planeswalker is fine here, because we're going to just uptick that one and do 2 to the face. You know, while the normal version of Ob Nixilis can maybe downtick and make a devil token. But we've got other options to sacrifice too. We could sacrifice a Spiteful Hexmage and make a 3 loyalty version so that we can make 2 devils in 1 turn. We could sacrifice our flipped Kumano faces Kakkazan's Okiba Reckoner raid. Maybe we can play Not Dead After All on them first, sacrifice the Okiba Reckoner raid, and then not only do we get 2 Ob Nixilis the Adversaries, but Okiba Reckoner raid comes back in as the saga starts to trigger its chapters and drain for 1 each turn again. So there's some really cool combos we can do. We can use it on Bloodtithe Harvester to get another blood token when it comes back into play. We can do a lot of really cool things, but Ob Nixilis at the top really helps close out the game, and the engine here is Braids. It puts in so much work. It forces the opponent to have an answer to it. But even if they do, everything else in the deck is just going so fast and reducing their life total so fast that it almost doesn't matter if they kill Braids. And half the time we're just getting it back with Not Dead After All anyway. So that's the deck. We're going to run all of the Rakdos dual lands to make sure we have our colors. 1 Sokenzan, 1 Takenuma, 4 Swamp, 2 Mountain, and then we are going to run 2 Mirrex. This is pretty nice in this deck because we can create token creatures, and those token creatures can be sacrificed to either Braids or even to our Torch the Tower to bargain, since it's a token. So I think they're worth including for sure. The deck is super fast. It got a ton of wins. Honestly, it might be a really good deck for ranking up on the ladder, especially in the early ranks when you're facing a lot of mono red. I do feel like it outpaces mono red. It has ways of gaining life, which mono red doesn't. Has ways of dealing damage without necessarily having to attack, so that you can hold back blockers to stop mono red from racing you. It's just super good, I think, specifically against mono red, and specifically just trying to close out a game quick. So this is the deck. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's check out the games. This looks pretty good. We'll keep it. Start with a mountain to hide our black for now. Hello, sir. Make a decision. Make a decision. Hello? Alright. Start with Kumano. We'll run that straight into a Bloodtithe Harvester. We will see if it gets ossified or some such nonsense. Alright, no ossification. So that's good. We will swing for 6. Alright, we will Kumano. And we will Kumano again. And we will end the turn. Faithful Mending. My turn, I guess. Additional +1/+1 counters. Let's try to land a Braids and probably fail miserably. But hey, at least he won't, oh, no, he lets it through. Alright, we'll swing 6. Ganjo. Alright, we'll bring it back with a wicked roll token. And we will sacrifice a blood token to draw. Looks pretty good to me. Definitely got a Wandering Emperor here. I think we just have to swing with everything. Try to do as much damage as we possibly can. He probably eats up the Braids. No, that's not even going to be enough if he eats up the Braids.
Now you've done it.
He still dies.
Coming off.
You still die, friend. And we had another Braids to play. Works for me. This looks good. We'll keep it. We'll lead with a... Is there a better chance we cast Not Dead After All next turn, or Torch the Tower next turn? Probably Torch the Tower. So let's start with the Cliffs and the Epicure. Next turn we can do Hopeless Nightmare and hold up Torch the Tower. Actually be able to hold up both. Make him discard, hit him for another 2. Does Rakdos Burn have what it takes to race mono red? We'll find out. Go ahead and discard a card. Discards Squee. Swing 1. Put you at 16. End the turn. Bloodthirsty Adversary. We're actually going to bargain this so that we can scry into our 3rd land so that we can play Braids. That works. Alright, swing 1. We'll sack the blood token, drain for another 2, draw another card. You're on the back foot now, my friend. Lightning strikes the Braids, that's fine. We are still winning the race. Sack the swamp. Alright, he takes 2, we draw. Pass. If he tries to kill the Braids, we Not Dead After All again. Life is good. He has just the 2 cards in the graveyard. Alright, we got Godric. And Shivan Devastator for 0. Wow. Just so he can swing in the air? It doesn't even get you ahead on the race, man. crazy. This man is crazy. Swing 3. Harvester. End the turn. Get rid of you. It's down to 5. We got creatures on the board. Finally gets a squee down. He do 8 to us. 9 to us. And then we kill him on the crackback. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, we got you. Alright, Rakdos Burn can outrace Mono Red. This looks fine, I suppose. We'll keep it. We'll lead with Okiba Reckoner Raid on 1. Could hold up Torch the Tower on 2 and Not Dead after all. Not that we really need to hold that up. Alright, drain for 1. Alright. Drain for 2. I think we'll do it like this. See if he's got the counterspell. He does have a counterspell. We still get the copy though. We will uptick it. They lose the 2 life and keep their cards. Seems fine to me. We will try to land the Braids. So if we do, then we need to make a devil here. Do it like that. We will Not Dead after all the Braids. Oops.
Oh, I have a job for you.
To do it like this. Comes back into play. It's fine. They're at 14. Kumano faces Kakkazan. Probably got a Wandering Emperor. So we cannot attack with the Braids here. We've got a pretty good response to it though. We sack it to Torch the Tower. Sack the Wicked token, they'll take an extra point of damage. Pass to end the turn. Wandering Emperor.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people.
No life for you. Thank you very much. And ping you for 1. We'll keep the Hopeless Nightmare.
Still have much to learn.
Pass. Ability fizzles, so they don't gain the life. It's kind of why we wanted to sack it to the Torch the Tower there. Invasion of New Phyrexia. 3. Sure. Let's see. Do we torch the tower here? I think we'll wait. My turn. Do some of that. Play another land. No attacks. Sack the Hopeless Nightmare. Ping for 2 again. Those look fine. The Reckoner raids can probably take us home, so that feels pretty good. Swinging. We are not going to sacrifice anything. We're just going to torch the tower here. He could have a Wandering Emperor to buff his dude and kill Braids with first strike. But I'm going to take that chance because the Okiba Reckoner raids are enough to close out the game by itself. Even if they do gain the life with the exile, like, I think we're just too far ahead here. If we just don't attack, he doesn't get to exile anything with the Wandering Emperor. So I don't even think we bother to attack. He has to counterspell this or he knows he's dead from the Braids. Oh, he's just gonna scoop. I think it would have been right to sack a land. We'll keep 7 here. Let's see. Buried Spear Guard comes in for 1. We'll lead with Swamp, Spiteful Hexmage. Although arguably maybe we should have led with Okiba Reckoner Raid. So we're not going to be able to get rid of the Wicked, or rather the Cursed roll token next turn. If we played Okiba Reckoner Raid on 1, we could play Hexmage on 2. Follow that with Braids on 3. Alright, taking some damage here. Guess we'll do this. And this. And we'll swing 1. Opponent is still winning the race a little bit. But I think our turn 3 play is going to change that. Witch's Mark. It's a Wicked roll token. Swift Spear. No blocks. We are trying to race. Alright, we'll get rid of the cursed roll token. Would you like to get rid of one of your roll tokens? He does. It's a wicked roll. I assume he uses burn to kill Braids. Swings in for 5. We'll block here. Just want it so that if he puts a roll token on, I still kill it, you know? It looks like that will be the case. We'll go to 7. It's gonna be close. Top deck another Braids. I don't know if we jam it yet. I think I'd rather do this. We can make a devil. We can uptick to gain back some life.
Shake down the locals.
Seems pretty okay. We've got decent blockers. And a whole lot of ammunition to fire at him. Witch's Mark. Sure. What else you got for me? Play with fire. Sure. And lightning strike. Alright, does he kill our Ob Nixilises? He does. Interesting.
No one beats me and survives.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. Three, 4, 5. Man, that is close. I think we gotta wait, though. He's got to top deck really well. Really, really well. We don't really care if Braids dies. We just need to survive. Kumano and Epicure will seal the deal. There we go. Another win. Vita Crows. 1 land and it's a pain land. No thank you. Ugh. This one's not much better, but we'll keep it. Honestly, I'll toss back the Kumano. Braids, and then if they kill Braids, we've got a backup. Seems decent. Worst case scenario, we can even just sack the Braids to itself. Alright, Hopeless Nightmare. Pestilent Siphoner. Oh. Another Hopeless Nightmare. Urberg, Scavengers, and an Edict. Very nice. Plays the Scavengers. Exiles something. Alright. Braids number 1 comes down. 14, we'll draw. We really need that Blackcleave Cliffs. As much as I hate it. No, we need untapped red. It's worth bottoming it and taking the chance because we're not playing anything next turn. Unless we draw something black or we draw an untapped red source. So we have to take the chance that we can draw something that we can play. No blocks, we'll take the 4. Oh, I'll take that. Does suck that we can no longer kill the Scavengers with it. End the turn. Sack the Nightmare. Another Braids. No, I don't think we need that. We'll take the Okiba Reckoner raid though. Yeah, we just have to race the Scavengers. It's really all we got going for us. That's it. Target a creature you control. We're gonna try swinging with the Braids here. It worked. Kinda want to sack a land. Because we can bargain the cursed roll token to the torch the tower. But we can't sack a land to the torch the tower. I'm gonna do it. See if he wants to sack a land. Okay, okay. He's got us on a 2-turn clock. But we kinda got him on a clock too. Edict, non-token creature. Sack the Braids, because we're going to play another Braids. Sucks because if this thing wasn't in the air, we could have actually killed it. What else you got for me? We have to just get rid of the cursed roll token and scry. Take what I can get. Essence Scatter. Nice. Well, I think we lose. But it was damn close. It was damn close. Damn close. Guess we'll try and make this work. It's a little weird. Lead with the Haunted Ridge. Leads with Kumano. Alright, Cliffs, Harvester. Seems fine. No creature. Alright, we're gonna swing. Is he holding up a lightning strike? Play with fire. Sure. Kind of a bummer. We'll just play the Reckoner raid out and hold up to torch the towers. I mean, if you want to waste your play with fire on my face, go for it. End the turn. See what you got for me. Godric. Do we take out Godric? Guess we'll just do it like this. 2 for 1 feels bad, but against mono red, like... all we gotta do is get him low quick enough. Pass turn. We just get 2 Ob Nixilises on the board. Should be in pretty good shape. Another Godric. Alright, this time we're gonna bargain. Sack a blood token. Hit that Godric. Not dead after all. That's not gonna be great. That's what we have on the board. I mean, we could use it on the Epicure, but it's not gonna be great. We want it to be great. Alright, Obnix. Sack the Epicure. Alright, life gain city, here we come.
Join me.
Would you like to discard a card, sir?
Go ahead. Plead for mercy.
16-16. Just gotta protect my Ob Nixilises. Should be able to ride them to victory against mono red. Difficult decisions here. Lightning Strike. Okay.
Don't think you're some big hero.
Attacks me? No blocks. I think this man has lost his marbles.
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Discard or lose 2. If we could just keep the devil alive and keep upticking Ob Nixilis, it's a pretty good. Should get us there. Let's see what we draw off this. Bloodtithe Harvester. I will take it. Swing 2. We'll hold the other guys back. Just in case. Adversary doesn't get to kick it, so to speak. Just swings in at me. No blocks. Uptick, drain 2. Okiba Reckoner Raid. Drain 1. Kumano. Ping for 1. Do your worst. I don't know why you keep attacking me. I attack you back and win. Kinda silly. And smash. And server malfunction? I guess I I guess I played so well I broke the interwebs. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.